Today I'm going to talk about a way to access your retirement account money before age 59 and a half and still avoid the early withdrawal penalty. I've already talked about one method called the Roth conversion ladder. Today I'm going to talk about substantially equal periodic payments, SEPP, or 72T withdrawals. 72T happens to be the part of the tax code which describes this exception to the penalty. Suppose you have $500,000 in traditional retirement accounts, pre-tax accounts like a 401k, IRA, or 403b, and you want to access that money before age 59 and a half. How substantially equal periodic payments works is you set up a series of payments that are substantially equal from your current age to the age the actuarial tables say your life expectancy is likely to be. Now there's a couple slightly different ways to calculate this, and I'll describe them all here. The first is the most simple, called the minimum distribution method. You simply look up your current age in the actuarial tables that the IRS provides, find out the expected average age you'll live to, and divide the total balance of your account by the number of years in between to give you the substantially equal periodic payment that you'll take in that first year. Now you'll actually recalculate that amount every year as you go on, but they'll still be substantially equal. What you might notice about this is for it to be truly equal, this account balance has to stay exactly equal. And you have to take this chunk out the first year, the balance has to go down by that amount, you take out the same amount next year, and so on and so forth. In reality, most people have their money in their IRAs and 401ks invested. So their balance will fluctuate and hopefully grow. So what the minimum distribution method might look like in practice is the first year you calculate your payment. And when you go into the next year, your balance might have grown a little bit. So now you have to take your new age, 41, look up your expected life expectancy, divide it by the number of years in between, and calculate your new payment. The other two methods are called the amortization and annuitization methods. And in the long run, you still get substantially equal periodic payments from your current age all the way through normal retirement age and beyond. But this method guarantees that the amounts will actually be equal. You do a calculation following the methodology in the year you want to start your withdrawals. It takes into account some expected interest, some expected growth rates, and determines the amount you can withdraw every year. And that is set in stone. So with these methods, you don't recalculate it every year, and it truly is an equal amount every single year. It's usually going to be more than the amount predicted by the minimum distribution method, hence the slightly larger bars that I've represented here. Now you might ask, well, what happens when I hit age 59 and a half? Am I bound to continue these substantially equal periodic payments? The answer is no. You're allowed to stop your periodic payment sequence after you hit age 59 and a half, the normal retirement age to withdraw money without penalty, and as long as you've taken these payments for at least 5 years. And at that time, you'll probably have a big chunk of money left. And then this is just like any other money in an IRA or 401k after age 59 and a half, and you can choose when and how you want to withdraw it. Now with all these methods, although they keep you from having to pay the extra early withdrawal penalty of 10%, you still are taxed with your normal income tax rate. This is all pre-tax money that you put in, you deposited out of your paychecks pre-tax, or you put into an IRA and gotten a deduction. So you still owe taxes as if each of these withdrawals were income each year. And likewise, when you retire, if you took this giant chunk out all at once, you'd be realizing large taxable income. So let's think about how this works in practice with different retirement ages. If you want to retire early, say age 35, and have approximately equal parts of your expected lifespan before age 60, so we've got 25 years over here, and after age 60, given an average life expectancy of 85, we have 25 years over here. Ultimately, we see substantially equal periodic payments releases about half of your retirement account balance to you early. This amount. After age 59 and a half, it's just like normal. If you are older and you're retiring early, but later in life at age 50, substantially equal periodic payments only release maybe a third or a quarter of the total balance of your account to you before normal retirement age. If you retire really young and start your periodic payments, then the SEPP method releases 2/3 of your total account balance to you early. So this can be a great method to access your retirement account money in early retirement before age 59 and a half without having to pay a penalty. I recommend if you pursue this Consult with a tax attorney or a CPA. These can be difficult to calculate, and the penalties can be very steep if you calculate it wrong. So you want to make sure you do it right. But I actually think this method is inferior to the Roth conversion ladder, which I talked about in another video. In the Roth conversion ladder, all you have to do is make sure you have a 5-year waiting period as you convert money from your traditional IRAs or 401ks into a Roth and let it season for 5 years, and then you can withdraw it, and you can set up a very flexible sequence of withdrawals, penalty-free, however you want. You know, one example, you might want to wait your 5 years, and you might want a reasonable amount of money, but not too much, because you can fund your expenses via other sources like regular Roth contribution withdrawals or your wife's income. But then after that runs out, you want to fund your entire life expenses for 15 years. But then after that, you're going to start taking Social Security, or you'll have a pension kick in, and then you want to reduce it. So with the Roth conversion ladder, you have this flexibility to build out this sequence of withdrawals however you see fit, as long as you have this rolling 5-year conversion. If that's confusing, go watch my other video. Now, the one flexibility that substantially equal periodic payments offer is the fact that it's all based on individual accounts. So if you have one IRA account, you could set up a sequence of substantially equal periodic payments that is not influenced by an additional balance in a separate account. And you could even, if you wanted, in that separate account, 10 years later, start a new sequence of substantially equal periodic payments. So this does give you some flexibility in accessing your money. And the best of both worlds is the possibility to combine a Roth conversion ladder, which I show here in blue, with substantially equal periodic payments. If you found this video useful, definitely check out my channel. I've got videos ranging from the most simplest budgeting and credit card management to complicated tax and investment tips, and subscribe if you want more content.